And this is Deadman323 bringing you a video review of MP13 Soundwave. Now, as you can see, Takara answered the prayers of those that wanted a masterpiece version of Soundwave. Now, in the original cartoon series and comics, Soundwave transformed into a tape deck. But now, taking a better look at him, as you can see here, he doesn't look like he's no ordinary tape deck. He has all these little extra, you could say, equalizers and other little buttons and stuff around him that makes him seem like he was more of a premium type of tape deck here. So in that aspect, I truly understand why he's so thick compared to the G1 toy. But now for features here, you can see there's a record battery. Look, it looks like they wanted to do a LED light or something. It's red. If you really look at it, it's red. But it's because there's nothing on the other side illuminating. It's just very dark. You have the reverse and the fast forward buttons, the play, the record, and the stop button don't press in. Come here on the side, you have your volume button or wheel. I'm sorry for that. And like I said, all these little knobs and stuff might be like equalizers and treble bass stuff. Here on the other side, you can see that he has a on and off switch. And more of these little buttons and stuff. And now lastly, taking a look on top, he does have a headphone jack here, and you can actually plug one in, which is a pretty cool part about it. And now for the main function of a cassette player is the cassette player itself. So as you can see, he does open up here in the front, and you can store cassettes. Now he does come with laser beak, and on the package is known as Condor. And we'll get to this guy in a little bit, but you can see that it closes real nice. The cassette stays in there real nice. Now you can store up to 3 cassettes inside his chest, which is a real nice feature. And now besides the feature of him carrying the cassettes, he does have another feature, which is this little sensor here. Now the sensor is removable, and it could plug here on the side. As you can see, he has a little peg things, so it's able to plug inside just like that. But as far as accessories for his cassette mode, that's about it. And then the good thing about the sensor is that you plug it in here, and during the transformation it does not bother in any way. It doesn't get in the way of the transformation, which is a really nice feature. Also, another thing are the batteries. As opposed to the G1 figure, which had them stored in the middle and they both fit and they had like it sealed them off, this one is actually kind of exposed, which is the bad thing about it. Or at least for me, the whole bad thing about the figure itself is the whole back part is just too open. Too many robot parts are visible compared to the G1. But obviously you're not going to be looking at this guy from the back at all, even if you plan on displaying him in his cassette mode. So now let me transform this guy and let's see his robot mode. And here we have Soundwave in his robot mode. As you can see, the transformation part was fairly not that difficult, and I gotta say it has to be one of the easiest masterpieces to transform. I gotta say that the details here on the robot mode are just excellent. I'm not sure how paint apps varies on these guys, but as far as I can tell, this has an amazing job done overall. Just the red, anything that's painted red, black, silver is done real nice all around the figure. Also, the details here in his back, you can see the silver parts here, just beautiful. And like I said, the little sensor here doesn't get in the way of the transformation, so it just stayed there during the transformation, which is a really cool thing. And taking a closer look here at his face here, we can zoom in a little bit. As you can see, just a beautiful head sculpt that he has. Now, also being a masterpiece, he does come with a wide variety of accessories. Okay, now one is the case here for laser beak. Now pretty much, I like the coloring on this. Gives it the energon look to it, which is pretty nice. Now he does come with the clear energon cube here, and this thing has ability to open up here. And this plugs right into his chest just like this. You see right there, just like that. It gives it that energon effect to him. Now a cool thing would have been if they would have made this cube out of this purple. That would have been pretty cool. And I think that Dr. Wu is coming out with a kit like that, or a kit is already out. And he does come with the Megatron gun that came with the original Masterpiece MPO1. And it's the same mold. There's nothing new or anything added to this Megatron gun. It's the same one. And he also came with this display panel. Now the way that this works is, here on the instruction sheet here, on the back, you have the display sheets. So what you do is you cut this, and then you basically gonna plug this into his chest with the paper between, giving it that effect that he has a data displaying on his cassette door there. But like many have complained, and especially I don't see myself cutting this out and ruining the instruction book with it. So I've read on the boards, on the TFW 2005 boards, that somebody made a thread that they made their display sheets, and they're actually pretty nice. I highly recommend you go that route, and especially just use shiny, like gloss paper. Don't use regular paper, because then that doesn't look well. But that's just a little alternative so that you won't cut your instruction sheet. It comes back into play here. What you do is you fold his hand back inside, and it pegs right in here. These little taps here, you're just gonna peg them in there. And then Soundwave has his sensor in his hand. And I don't know how much, if this is on purpose or is this just an homage to the animated Soundwave, but you can see he has a speaker here on the inside of his panel here. Same thing on the other side. So that's a cool little, I guess you would call it an Easter egg maybe. And for a quick comparison here, we have him next to the MP11 Starscream. And I gotta say, this looks beautiful. Just on my display case, just the way that they both look together. Him alongside with Thundercracker, they just look awesome. My final thoughts on his robot mode. I definitely love it. I mean, there's not much to complain about him in here. He has various functionalities, especially when it comes to his cassettes and articulation. It's an awesome piece. And now to take a look at Masterpiece Laserbeak here. Here we have him in his cassette mode. And I gotta say that this guy being a Masterpiece is just an amazing little figure that we got in. I mean, here in his cassette mode, you can see the details. He has the little numbers, and I guess this is a little window where you'll see the tape. And this is basically the front side. The back part is all just robot parts here and there. But overall, pretty cool looking cassette. You can see both the Decepticon symbols here. Just awesome. But now to compare them to the original G1 cassette, here you can see that they're both the same size. You could put either or in either the Masterpiece figure or the original G1 Soundwave. They both fit in there. The amazing part is how much their engineering between these two have gotten. And I understand the engineering on this one being more advanced due to the fact that it's a Masterpiece figure, but I mean, this guy was amazing back in the days. Check this guy out. Now, I will be transforming this guy here on camera just because I think it's a pretty awesome transformation, and it's pretty easy too. So first of all, these little wings flaps right here, you want to bring them out. And now this whole piece right here, fold that in. Same thing on the other side, fold it in. You raise up the little wings here in the back, just like that. Now you're gonna open these wings, just flatten them out. I mean, that's as far as they go, and that's I'll get to that in a little bit. And then the feet here on the bottom, you're gonna they fold in here, so you're gonna fold them in like this. Then you're gonna fold the feet straight, just straighten them out like that. And the wings here, you're just gonna turn them here, just like that. There's kind of hard to get his head out of there. So what I do is I just push this little tab in here. You just like kind of push it in. His head lifts up a little bit, and that gives you the leverage to like at least get his beak out, and then you just pull the head out, just like that. So you want to close these back up. And there you have masterpiece laser beak. As you can see, the details on this guy are just amazing. The paint job is done real great. That's one of the issues, that this guy is like so compacted in that on some parts it seems like the paint will start chipping off after a few transformations. So that's just a fair bit of warning there. I do recommend you keep this guy in his robot mode. That way you don't have to be transforming them on and back. As far as for my issue with the wings is that they're limited to just being straight flat like this. The only thing you could do is just bend them down, and that's about it. You can't bend them up, which is the part that sucks. Another cool feature is this little, he has this little thing in here where it allows him to peg into Soundwave, and then Soundwave has a couple of ports. One would be here on his arm. I don't know if you can see that little clear part sticking out. And another one here on his shoulder is these little ridges. So there's a way it would work. He would just peg into like here, just like that, and he would just be on Soundwave's shoulder. Because it pegs in, he doesn't fall. He's in there pretty good, which is a feature that I absolutely love. Same thing for his arm. What you would do is you fold this out just like that, and you bend it in, and then just place laser beak here on his arm, and just like that you have laser beak and Soundwave. So my final thoughts on the figure: it's a must buy, and for any collector you must have this guy in your collection. If you see this guy, don't miss on the opportunity to buy him. Now we'll be doing the review for MP15 coming up shortly. I do apologize for the delays in my reviews, but I will start for sure this month doing them at least weekly. Until next time, this has been Deadman323. Thanks for watching.